Hi there, it's Melissa, the author of Fertile Imagination, Every Mom's Superpower. And so I wanted to just share a story. I was interviewed this morning by Allison Summers, and she interviewed me for her podcast. And I thought that the question and the angle that we approached the book was really fascinating and important. So here we go. Let's imagine that you had an option to talk about or rewrite your childhood narrative and you didn't take it. If I had called my book anything other than imagination, that would have been the case. So for me, having grown up with a mom with a mental illness, the reason why I'm super imaginative is because, thinking about someone that has bipolar as an example, they have these like really high highs that are almost in the role or the realm of impossibility. But then they have these like low lows that are closer to depression. And if you're navigating that, right, when you're young, you have to figure out a way to get out of sticky situations, to get people to safe areas, to get people the help that they need or yourself. And so that's the reason why my imagination, and I would surmise anyone who's highly imaginative has an imagination. In my book, I could have called it, courage or bravery or, thinking about things in a way that doesn't like scare the bejesus out of you. But I decided not to. I didn't want to go that route. And I know right now, a lot of what I've been noticing in the media is a lot of, talking about tragedy and talking about hardships. And for me, why not rewrite the narrative of your childhood, right? So why not rethink how you can gather the insights that you learned as a child? And so for me, it was my imagination. And when I was thinking about the name of the book, Fertile Imagination, and I wanted it pointed towards empowering moms, I thought to myself, okay, how can I find the silver lining in my childhood, right? And I think no matter what your childhood has brought with it. So let's say that you grew up in Uganda, and let's say that for you, transportation was something that was expensive or prohibitive. There's a way, as someone in my book, Muyambi Muyambi, was able to turn that experience around and be of use. Not to take Arnold Schwarzenegger's word right now, he's all about usefulness, but he was able to turn that situation around and figure out how to be of service, right? Even though he was in college, even though he had not yet, garnered a network that could help him really just get the lift he needed to get the resources to Uganda. Same with you. I want you very specifically, whether it's 3 p.m. today or right this moment, I want you to just think about your childhood and give yourself the opportunity to rewrite that narrative so that it supports you and propels you forward. So that is my message for today. As far as Fertile Imagination, when it goes live on Halloween, October 31. It's going to be available in its Kindle format that day only for 99 cents. Otherwise, it'll be $6.99. Of course, paperback will come thereafter. But I wanted to just share that insight from the conversation I had earlier being a podcast guest. Right now, as a mom, the way that I've imagined or reimagined my podcast or my book tour around the world has been, well, okay, I'm not going to fly in every single country that I represent in my book. I'm not going to go to the UK, although I would want to. But I will get on a podcast. So I will be a podcast guest for anyone that's interested in the topic of imagination, anyone that's interested in the topic of empowering mothers, and anyone that's interested in the topic of reframing things so that this way they work for you and not against you. And so that's my message. And I want you to have the best Friday ever. Bye. Check out the URL and smile because you can. Alrighty. Signing off. Melissa Larina, author of Fertile Imagination.